What's going on, everyone? RJ here with CB Tech. In today's video, it's going to be my first thoughts and impressions on the LG Tribute Dynasty on Boost Mobile. Now, I want to go ahead and say first of all that I'm recording right now on the front-facing camera of the Samsung Galaxy S7 in full 1080. The reason why I'm saying that is at the end of the video, I will show you a front-facing clip in the same lighting. This here also records in full 1080 in the front camera, so at the end of it, I will show you how the quality is in this same setting. So, this is the LG Tribute Dynasty here on Boost Mobile, and I honestly have got a lot of good things to say about this phone. Now, this phone just released, and it pretty much took over the LG Tribute HD that came out some time back, which was kind of a subpar phone in my personal opinion. This phone right here, when it was released for like $99, but it like immediately dropped on the Boost website for like $59. And Walmart is currently selling it for $69. And this phone right here is a lot of similarities to the LG Aristo 2. The only main differences that I see is the fact that the Aristo 2 has a quad-core processor. It does add facial recognition, and it has a more glossy back design. This phone here runs an octa-core processor, and I'll get into all of that here in a minute. No facial recognition, and a more texturized back here on this phone here. Now, this phone does is a 5-inch display at 720p. Let's go ahead and turn the phone on here and everything. I'm going to kind of go in here and just look at a few things and give you a few specs that I see here if I can find it. So, of course, this phone does run the 1.5 gigahertz MediaTek MT6750, which is not a bad processor. It is an octa-core processor with a Mali T860. Has 2 gigabytes of RAM as well as 16 gigabytes of ROM. So for the price point that you're getting this phone for, it's really not a bad deal. Now looking at the screen here, the screen does look very good. The phone is very fluid, it runs very smooth, and honestly, I've not really had much in the way of lag, much of a problem. I do have Nova Launcher on here, and this phone just works. If I can find out where the thing is here, it just works very well, as you can see here. I mean, it just scrolls up. I've not had a lot of chance to play games on it, nothing like that. You know, call quality seems to be kind of muffled. Now, a lot of LG phones have that muffled sound to it and the call quality, but it's not like it's terrible, nothing like that. It's just that you can expect a little bit of muffling whenever you have the phone up to your ear and stuff like that. Sometimes the phone does get hot. If you're pushing it, if you're downloading a lot of apps, updating apps, playing games, this area up here, this area back here gets very hot. I've had it up to my ear before right after that, and it is just like, okay, I can't stand that anymore. So it does get warm, but it is a LG, which is typical for that. Now you can also remove the back cover here, and you have a removable 2500 milliamp hour battery, and of course you got your SD card slot and SIM card slot right up here. So really nice to see a removable battery as well as a SD card slot up there as well. Now you might look back here and think this is the fingerprint sensor. It's just a power button. No fingerprint sensor here with this device. This thing has a really nice feel, form factor, and everything else. I mean, so far I've not seen any really negative gripes about it. Of course, you can be very picky and say, well, it's not full 1080. It has a few pixels in it here and there. The camera's not up to par and all that kind of stuff, but that's getting too picky on a phone that costs, you know, around $69, $79, depending on where you get this phone at. Now, this phone here does not have the facial recognition that you see in the Metro PCS version. And honestly, I would like to find the OEM glossy back from Metro to put on this one here, because it will fit. It's the same phone pretty much and everything. And having the octa-core processor is really nice. Now on top here is a secondary mic. On the back, of course, is your camera, flash, power button, your single rear speaker down here. On the bottom is your mic, headset jack, and micro USB charging port. On the left, you just get a volume rocker here, and of course the back is your power button. On the front, you get a receiver, front-facing camera, pretty much basic stuff there. Now getting in here and messing around with it, like I say, having a third-party launcher on here, this thing has been very solid, and I've really not had any issues. Reception has been very good with this phone. A lot of LGs I've had from Boost Mobile suffer quite a bit. The Dynasty gets out pretty solid. It hooks into LTE here when nothing else will, which is a major surprise. So even if you're in a low coverage area, I think that the Tribute Dynasty will be good, you know, in the majority of places that you go. Just basically on, you know, on my opinion. Now this thing does run Android 7.1.2 Nougat. Will it get Oreo? I highly doubt it, but you know, I have seen stranger things. Now call quality, like I said, call quality is kind of muffled, not the best in the world. Of course, everybody has their different preferences. Battery life, I have not had a chance to really test out battery life yet. Battery life seems to be okay. It's nothing spectacular. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not the best in the world. But it will get you through a whole day, you know, of light to moderate usage. And some, like I say, when it comes to battery life, you really never know because everybody uses their phone differently. Now, I'm not going to get into a whole lot else until I get to the full review of this device. My first thoughts and impressions of the phone is that it is solid. Cameras are pretty decent. If you're in very good lighting, takes pretty good pictures. And I got to say, Tribute Dynasty is very solid. For the price you can get it for if you can get it for like 50 bucks, it's a definite grab. $69 is still not a bad deal. $50 sounds better. But $70 is not a bad deal for this phone here if you want to pick it up on Boost Mobile. And I'm sure in store in a Pordine you can get it for a much better price. Stuff like that. But you know me, I'm not a big LG fan at all. But I gotta say, this phone right here is fun to use. This would be a good backup phone. If you have a better phone, like a more flagship or mid-range device, this would be a good phone to carry around in the park somewhere. If you're going camping somewhere like that. This is going to be your ideal phone because it's made of plastic and it can probably stand some drops, stuff like that. But the phone is very solid so far. I've not had any real issues with it. So I am going to show you a front-facing sample in the same spot that the camera's sitting in right now in full 1080 to give you an idea if you want to use it as a vlogging camera or something of that nature. So let's go ahead and get in with that video, and whenever it's done, that'll be the end of the video. So if this was helpful and enjoyable, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for this sample video. Okay everyone, so here is the front-facing camera of the LG Tribute Dynasty in full 1080 in the same lighting as you see here. So from my end here, it does not look too bad. Of course, it does look a little cool on my end. Not a very warm color, but you know what? For the price point of the phone, it really don't look too bad. I'm not really sure how the audio quality will be. You know, of course, it's all, you know, no microphones. This is just raw video here showing you how the LG Tribute Dynasty does in full 1080 in a very well lit room. So this video is very helpful and informative. Hit that like button. Any questions or comments you may have, leave it below. I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.